Night of Champions has come and gone, and a lot of people aren't happy with the outcome of the Queen of the Ring. Jade Cargill did win, and a lot of people aren't happy about it, but, even looking in Saudi Arabia, the crowd was kind of mellow. Granted, she's a woman, she's black, so a lot of that could have played into the crowd's reaction. But over in the States, online, Reddit, X, Instagram, anywhere you look talking about wrestling, Jade was brought up, and a lot of people believe she's not ready for the spotlight. And the spotlight meaning is Tiffany Stratton's opponent for the WWE Women's Championship. And yes, Jade has drastically improved since being with Bianca, since working with good opponents like Naomi. But the thing about Jade is her matches are decent depending on who her partner is. And when I mean partner, I mean her opponent. Because in wrestling, obviously, you're working in tandem. It's choreographed, and you guys gotta work together and work to the perceived outcome or the projected outcome. I don't see Tiffany Stratton being able to maintain this match. Like when it was Naomi versus Jade Cargill. Big match, huge match. It was a revenge match, right? Jade Cargill came back during the Elimination Chamber, beat the hell out of Naomi. Everybody was excited. They finally had their match. The match was decent, and it was carried a lot by Naomi because Naomi is a veteran. Naomi is well trained in this sport versus Jade Cargill, who has the look, but she still lacks that experience. And it was a great match. She beat Naomi, and it was what it is what it was. But I feel like I don't think she can carry being champion. As odds are, she's probably gonna beat Tiffany, or she does beat Tiffany, and then you do know that Naomi does have the Money in the Bank briefcase. So the way I see it is when it comes to SummerSlam, Tiffany's gonna defend against Jade Cargill. There's a potential that Jade Cargill does beat Tiffany, which really sucks because Tiffany is a very, very good champion, and I really want to see her do a lot more before she loses the title to Jade. I mean, she beat Charlotte. She looks like she's done with Nia Jax, hopefully, because I'm tired of seeing that. But when it comes to Jade Cargill versus Tiffany, I believe Tiffany is gonna lose. And Jade's going to win, have her little moment, and similar to what Damian Priest did to Drew McIntyre, Naomi's going to cash in. Not during the match. I hope, hopefully she does after. And then this way, she attacks Jade. Jade gets pinned finally, and Naomi's the one to do it, right? So Naomi kind of gets her get back after what happened after their match. So Naomi then becomes the perfect WWE Women's Champion because she's a heel, she's got her revenge, she's cashed in successfully, and now Jade and her now rekindle that beef they had, that feud they have. And I believe it's good, but at the same time, Jade is not ready for the spotlight. So this looks like it's going to be a good move. I've stated online that, I think Jade has progressed, and a lot of people saying Jade is not ready. But unfortunately, in business, if you're not ready, you have to get ready, because a lot of things are revolving around a lot of characters. For example, when Liv Morgan got her shoulder injury, a lot of storylines had to get on hold. You did see that there was a potential for her and Nikki Bella to have a match at Evolution 2, but after the shoulder thing happened, now they had to pivot to Judgment Day and make Roxanne Raquel's tag partner. And then from there, that's going to push the Judgment Day's split when Liv comes back, because her and Roxanne are buddy-buddy, her and Dom are buddy-buddy, and Liv is going to feel left out. We'll see that when that comes back. But, right now, when you have a storyline revolving around one or two people, it's important that everybody's ready. Jade may not be ready in terms of, her technical skills, or even her mic skills. They're not the best. But I believe Tiffany can help. She can't carry, but she can help. But then with Naomi, I believe Naomi can do that. You remember in the first Royal Rumble that Jade Cargill appeared in, when Jade and Bianca stood across from one another and there was a WrestleMania sign standing above them. The crowd went crazy. A lot of people know that Jade cannot really carry a match like that. She's great, she's strong, she's muscular, she can do a couple things, but when she does mess up, y'all take it to another level. A lot of superstars have botches, and then you guys gotta let it go, let it happen. I say you guys, but when Jade has botches, it's different. It's harped on, it's stayed on. It's, Jade's not ready, she sucks, she's this, she's that. The same rope that she slipped on, Damian Priest fumbled through, and y'all are talking about Jade and how she slipped on the ropes and everything like that. But in reality, you guys are just looking at her with a magnifying glass and looking for problems. Yes, she's not ready. The WWE has protected her and pushed her in a certain superstar status that she doesn't quite deserve as of yet, at least in WWE. But like I said, you have to be prepared in this storyline. And the three main pieces to this storyline were four. Number one is Jade herself. Number two is Tiffany because she's current champion. Number three is Naomi because she's going to cash in after Jade beats Tiffany. And number four, once Bianca comes back from her actual injury, they'll be able to push a feud amongst Naomi and Bianca, or even with Jade and Bianca, right? Because Jade can feel slighted because Bianca never really stood with Jade during this situation, right? She didn't pick a side, even though she knew Naomi was wrong. Even to that, right? Even to that point, I feel like playing the long game is what the WWE has been about for a long time. You can see it with the Bloodline and when Roman reigns, right? Roman's gone. They had the Bloodline, and then they had the Bloodline Civil War with Solo. Solo's still building his version of the Bloodline, and that's long term. You have Seth still out here just, creating Roman Reigns, and now he's turning it slowly into Roman Reigns because he has the Wise Man or the Oracle, as people are calling him, and, Bronson Reed and then Braun Breaker. And it's the fact that the long game is what storytelling, the storytelling is what Triple H is looking for. And it does help in a certain way. And I hopefully believe that this can be beneficial because, yes, you might not be happy that Jade is in the position that she's in, but it's not for Jade in the long run. Jade might win for a few minutes. Jade might win for a week or two. But then, knowing the WWE doesn't have its rematch clause anymore, Naomi's going to cash in eventually. And then Naomi's going to sit on the title for some while and then go ahead and milk the whole Naomi versus Jade, Naomi versus Bianca. All these different things are going to get milked. And it's going to be great. It is a beneficial thing to allow Jade Cargill to win, regardless how you guys think Asuka should. There's no storyline with Asuka and Io or Asuka and Tiffany. There's no storyline. So what is this? We're just building up a match to then create a feud that wasn't there when, in fact, Jade already has pushed and prodded and poked Tiffany, saying, "I'm coming for that." They've tagged up. Jade held on to the women's WWE Women's Championship a little bit longer when presenting it back to Tiffany. So there's small hints that this is going to be very, very good. Y'all just got to sit down and let Triple H cook. I know. He cooks sometimes with the whole R-Truth, Ron Killen situation, and it looks bad because, obviously they had to pivot and bring him back. And I'm not saying that every decision they make is a good one, but you guys got to let this, cook a little bit, season a little bit more, marinate, because Jade Cargill may not be ready, but she is not the end game. She's a means to the end. And that is why Naomi won the Money in the Bank. That is why Jade won Queen of the Ring. Tiffany's doing her thing right now. She has a reign. She's going to lose the title and she's going to get it back in the future. That's fine. But I believe Jade is actually, unfortunately, a pawn, and it sounds horrible, but she's a means to an end. And Naomi is the end for a certain time span. Right? Naomi's going to hold on to that title because she's put in the time. When she walked out with Sasha Banks years ago and she finally came back to WWE, she had to go ahead and eat a lot of shit. She had to lose matches constantly. She had to get beat up constantly, right? Keep that same babyface character. Then when she put in the work and they allowed her to do a little bit more, when she switched from that babyface to now heel with her Proceed to Caution gimmick, oh man, they struck gold. And having her win the Money in the Bank, best decision they could have possibly made. And I feel like this is just going to catapult her into bigger success, having a good reign. She's been good. She's great. She has a lot of accolades. However, I don't think Naomi has had her time. This right now is Naomi's time. So y'all are focusing on Jade, and then the sleight of hand is in reality for Naomi. So just let's give it some time. I believe Naomi's going to do good with the title once she wins it off of Jade, after Jade wins it off of Tiffany. Tiffany's going to make a comeback. Tiffany doesn't need the title right now to stay relevant. She's very, very good. One of the best, in my opinion, in the ring, especially with veterans. So I think hopefully if they have good communication, her and Jade are going to have a decent match. But in the long run, like I said, Naomi's going to go ahead and win that title and do what she does. Because I love when a heel is champion, right? When a babyface is champion, it's all cool and all and great, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso. But when you have a heel, when you have Roman Reigns being a champion, when you have someone who is just a heel, they can do a little bit more with creativity, right? You can cheat here and there. You can win fair. When you're a babyface, you're pretty limited and put in some sort of box, and you can't really break out of that box because you need to have that babyface persona. But as a heel, you can go in either way. You have way more creativity in your decision for the match, and how it works, and being sleazy, being clean, picking fights, who you choose, all these different things. So I think this is going to be great. I can't wait till Naomi gets her time. Like I said, y'all are focusing on Jade a little too much when you really should be looking at Naomi. So that's my take on it. What do you think about Jade winning the Queen of the Ring and now being Tiffany Stratton's opponent at SummerSlam? And do you guys think I'm right about Naomi cashing in against them and winning the WWE Women's Championship? Because I think I'm right. Let me know. I'm gonna come back to this video. Y'all can come back to this video when it happens, and then put a like and all that good stuff and share it. If you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. I just came back from a cruise, so I was not able to make any shorts. I was not able to make any long form videos. Hell, I didn't even watch Night of Champions on time. I couldn't stream anything on the cruise, so I had to watch it when I came back. So I'm gonna go make another video in terms of what I watched, and like and subscribe, man.